right now what we believe is we are stuck at this point of time where everyone's wondering, what do I build on? Right? And should I build on Android? Should I build on iPhone? Should I build on Symbian? Will it work on this device? Will it work on that device? And a lot of people, especially the publishers, or offline players, small businesses, just don't understand mobile. They don't understand the complexity. And they don't understand why it takes so much time to build a mobile app. Because for them, they look at the web and they say, hey, I built a PC site in flat 2 weeks. It's a basic HTML site. So why can't I have a simple mobile site in 2 weeks? But guess what? We just gave them the ability to do that. So that's what the solution is catered towards. We haven't built a solution to create a rich, fancy mobile game on a certain platform. This is really for those guys who want to go mobile, go fast mobile, bring their content to consumers, and then plug into access to monetization. So I'll stop there and open it up to questions. Mike?
I just want to know, like, you have to be online all the time to actually be using the campus. So, I mean, like, you have to have a data connection to actually use it. And in the Java, that may be offline, right? You may be able to use it. And the content itself is actually rendered on your Yahoo server, and then like it's sent to the mobile device, or the mobile device needs to download something beforehand to actually use it. So this platform itself is on the Yahoo server, and only the markup, like whatever, like, what does the end user see it on? Like, is it just
browser?
It's a browser. Okay.
So for a blueprint site, let's say you have a site called m.x.com, which you build on Blueprint. All they do is open the browser on the device, replicate XHTML. But yeah, we have to work closely. The two backend servers have to work closely to make it successful.
And is there any caching that you can do?
Application where you are asking users to put in some information, and then you want to save it in cookie. So we can do things like that. We can match up FSR TM to some cookie information, obviously, hash it for
more features or something. Any integration with this Yahoo account, things like that, like the way Google App Engine does with.
So Blueprint by itself doesn't have anything, but you can build on all that. So what you can do for your app is you can plug to, let's say, Yahoo Mail API, if that's what you want, or Yahoo Maps API.
But that would be on the server side.
Yes, that's also for you. We usually try to keep this simple and say, how can you use this external code, how can I render it? You have to import it and test it on how to apply it.
Is it compulsory that I should prepare Yahoo ad in my site? Otherwise, how will Yahoo?
Yes, it's free. We're not charging anything for this, so yes, from a business perspective, probably our business development team will expect that it's Yahoo ad and then our Google. That's what happens.
A couple of questions actually. I think somewhere in your slideshow, I think you had mentioned Windows Mobile. Was that just as an example, or I thought I saw Windows Mobile?
Yeah, so Yahoo, what I showed is Yahoo Go as an application is available on Java, Symbian, and Windows Mobile. So what I meant to say is that if you tick mark that box when you publish a widget and say, I want to be Yahoo Go, then if somebody has Yahoo Go on a Windows mobile phone, it will show up in the app gallery. That's what I meant. But in terms of the standalone app, right now we're focused on Java just because that's what we heard most people say. Now, in the future, if we see a lot of demand for people saying, hey, use the same piece of code still not, in my mind, mainstream platforms, to be honest. So I talk to most of the big publishers in India. They really care about, hey, do this work on a Nokia 360 phone, WebKit browser, Opera Mini browser, because of the market share which Nokia has.
The other thing you mentioned was that you have access to the location, as in some way, like you can actually do location-based services also. So how does that work? I mean, my understanding is that you're actually picking sensor data off of the device. So is that actually going back to the server, or is it available locally on the client?
Yeah, so it's a couple of ways. One is the device has GPS turned on and passes it to us. And as long as the operator doesn't block it, we have access to that information. The second is, what we've actually done is we've done our own technique of driving around and capturing cell ID information. A lot of companies doing this because the operators today in India don't really have open APIs for accessing location in real time. So that's another way that I can get location. And the third way is the user interface for the location. So those are the three ways. And as long as we have the location in any triangular form, we will pass that as part of the header.
So it first goes to the server and then comes back to the web.
Good evening. My name is Riaz, and I'm one of the co-founders of OBC. And it's very interesting and very good actually. And we've been working on this particular paradigm for some time. I have three questions. The first would be on, now we're talking about access to the device functionality like APS information. What are other information that we have to do? For example, I actually create an application that I could create to share transfer or SMS to the customer. Would I have other device functionalities? Functionality accessible in possible.
It's a little difficult right now because we have, remember what we have to do is, what we built is what I call an intermediary layer to make things easy for the app developers. Right? The minute you actually want a lot of device controls, things like naming applications or direct plugging into things like directories and things like that, then you probably should think about what is the application you're building and why, and figure out which platform you're plugging. Right? So things like integration with SMS we can do, and if there's a demand for it, we can turn it on. But it depends on what other device controls you want. There's a lot of device controls that really you have to plug into the SDK of that device platform to enable it to use. And we can do that. It's just a lot of work to connect all of that into the Blueprint platform. We're just first trying to say, those who want to go mobile easily, right? I'm less worried about the niche application of it.
And the second question is again something related to this. For example, let's say we have actually a very plan in your work that you're doing. But we can actually make a Java application out of this application that I've made. Is there any difference which positional or speed of it, or will there be limitations in application capabilities?
So the application will actually look just like your Blueprint site. Right? So if you build that Blueprint site on the left over there, we will do an application that looks just like that. That's it. Okay. We're not doing anything more to the app. We're just giving you the ability to have a downloadable Java app that looks just like a Blueprint site.
And the third actually one of the business side, for example, in this room we have a lot of offices, we have a lot of mobile application development companies. So as maybe reading from business angle, how would you look at, for example, I have a lot of operations with my customers who we kind of hey, they were actually back to you, they don't have the team, who actually come back to them and say, why don't we develop a system? There's some kind of a partnership mechanism that we're actually working with right now.
Yeah, so we have some companies who come to us and said, we can build these Blueprint sites. So yeah, there are publishers that approach us and say, I can't even do basic XML, right? And I need somebody to do this in 30 days. Sure, I mean, we can refer them to the third party like yourself, and you can build it. But if we're saying to an existing business, where we are funding that development. I think it's a case of case. So it's a really important publisher, and you really don't have a single engineer who can write based on XML and can look at SDK and look at the basic